What if Hitler had won World War II? Imagine a world where Nazi Germany emerged victorious in World War II. A world where democracy never flourished, where freedom was a distant memory, and where the map of global power was completely redrawn. How would life be different today? How would technology, politics, and even our daily lives have changed? Let's dive into this dark, alternate reality. A Nazi empire across Europe. If Hitler had won, the entire face of Europe would have changed. Germany would have crushed the Soviet Union, bringing all of Eastern Europe under Nazi rule. Britain, left isolated, might have been forced into a peace deal. And if the United States had stayed neutral longer, Nazi forces could have solidified their power across the globe. Imagine this: France, Poland, and countless other nations would be Nazi colonies. Local cultures and languages? Erased. Opposition? Eliminated. Europe wouldn't just be occupied, it would be reshaped into a Nazi empire. And the worst part? It wouldn't stop there. A world divided between fascist superpowers. With Europe under Nazi control, the world would be split into three main forces: the Nazi Empire, ruling over Europe and Africa; Imperial Japan, controlling Asia and the Pacific; a United States in isolation, watching from afar, or preparing for its own war against the Axis. No United Nations. No Cold War as we know it. No balance of power, only fear and oppression. This wouldn't be a peaceful world. It would be a world of constant tension, where dictatorship is the norm and resistance is crushed before it even begins. No freedom, no dissent, no hope. A Nazi victory wouldn't just mean new borders, it would mean a complete loss of personal freedom. Imagine a world where all media is propaganda, a world where history books are rewritten to glorify the Nazi regime, a world where secret police monitor your every move. Speaking out, punishable by death. This isn't just a dictatorship. This is a totalitarian nightmare. Science and technology, but at what cost? Germany was already advancing in military technology before its defeat. If Hitler had won, these advancements would have skyrocketed, but not for the benefit of mankind. A Nazi space program? What if the first man on the moon had planted a swastika instead of the stars and stripes? Nuclear weapons in Hitler's hands. What if Berlin had developed the atomic bomb before the Allies? London, Moscow, even Washington, all could have been wiped off the map. Medical and genetic experiments? A terrifying reality. Eugenics, unethical research, and human experimentation on a scale never seen before. Yes, science would have advanced, but only to serve oppression, war, and total control. Could the resistance survive? Even if Nazi Germany had conquered the world, could it have lasted? Rebellion would have sparked in occupied territories. Nazi rule would have stretched too thin. Infighting, economic struggles, and guerrilla warfare could have eventually weakened the regime. Because here's the truth: no dictatorship lasts forever. At some point, the oppressed fight back. The final question: could this have been our reality? If Hitler had won, the world would be unrecognizable. No democracy, no human rights, science used for destruction instead of progress, a world ruled by fear. But even in this darkest timeline, resistance could have changed the course of history once again. So what do you think? Could Nazi Germany have held its grip on the world forever, or would history have eventually fought back?